more. Right now, it's time for your news by the numbers. There's no talking points. There's no talking heads. Tonight, lovelies, there's no smoking guns. It's you, I, and the raw numbers, not the wrong numbers, the raw numbers.
The right, not the fake.
Not the fake
news.
numbers. No, not fake news.
This is real news.
All right, here's the number for you. I will read it. Since I'm sitting in said chair, I thought it'd be fun for us to switch it up. So over 1/3 of Americans polled wished Donald Trump and Arnold Schwarzenegger would switch roles, with Trump reclaiming his duties as the host of NBC's Celebrity Apprentice, and the current host becoming instead President Schwarzenegger. Trump has been very highly critical of Arnold Schwarzenegger's performance as host, sort of lambasting him for his low ratings. Meanwhile, a majority of the nation has been very highly critical of President Trump. Huffington Post YouGov survey found that 35% of American respondents want the two men to switch roles. And another interesting poll came out that his approval rating is at a new low. The only subgroup of American voters that have a over 50% approval rating of Donald J. Trump. Who do you think it is?
The only subgroup that has an over 50%. What do they consider a subgroup? Are we talking about like Tea Party?
No. Like demographic groups.
Black men, okay.
White women.
White males.
Be more specific.
More specific. Elderly white males.
No. More specific, but no.
Pass.
Non-college educated white males are the only group that has still have a positive
That's a great
approval
sign.
rating of the president. Every other group, white women, black people, you already know we're no credibility, as Maxine Waters would say.
Yeah. So, what's interesting about that statistic that Richard just mentioned is it actually ties right into
how he won the election.
This is a point that I've made on the show before. I continue to make it, and it ties into this Apprentice story with Schwarzenegger and Trump switching places. I really believe that the Apprentice played a larger role in Donald Trump's election than many people think. So for someone who's not college educated, they're a white male, their experience with Donald Trump was seeing him on The Apprentice. And The Apprentice makes Donald Trump look really good. Like, he looks like a legitimate businessman. He looks successful. He looks decisive.
Oh, that's because
these are all characteristics you want in a president,
and that's because it's highly edited. I mean, here's the thing.
100%.
We don't even edit the Fowler show. And if you haven't noticed, we're starting to use a teleprompter, and we don't even edit when I flub the words.
Yep.
We believe in giving you
if you like this, then you would be okay with Richard for president.
I tell you this. I would be a better president than Donald Trump.
I'd take Richard Fowler for president all day.
I would actually really make America great again. Like, I really would. Like, I know exactly how to do it. I know, I'm serious, because the things that I agree with Donald Trump on is I would say we're going to rebuild every broken bridge. We're going to redo all of our airports. That's going to be day one. And we're going to put a whole bunch of people to work getting it done. The second thing we're going to do, is we're going to start, we're going to get into, I feel like I sound like Donald Trump, we're going to get into these inner cities and we're going to start fixing them. Not by more police. We're going to go into these inner cities, we're going to have conversation with these folks and be like, what is it that you need? And they're going to say, we need jobs, we need hope. And we're going to give them jobs, and we're going to give them hope.
Well, I do think that that's one of the things that, it's not just inner cities, it's any place that's underserved, right? You end up in a situation where so often, resources are devoted towards helping out, like whether it's an inner city or an impoverished nation. And instead of asking people, which seems so simple, right? Like, why don't you ask people, what do you need in order to succeed?
Thank you.
You just have someone that's an academic or whatever, and they say, this is what you need.
And I know this is totally off topic from Donald Trump being an awful president, but what we learned, there was an interview done by Mike Tobin of Fox News, colleague of mine, and they went and they started asking people, some gangsters in Chicago. I don't know where they found them from, so I don't know. And they were like, "Will you guys stop, like, quote unquote, gang banging, if Donald Trump hits the National Guard?" They're like, "No, we'll just shoot the National Guard and keep shooting each other." Like, so then you question it. The next one you ask yourself, that I would ask, is like, okay, so what is it going to take for you guys, to come to some sort of peace accord? Like, let's have a conversation. Like, what is it going to take? Is it money? Is it resources? Is it turf? What is it?
I mean, it's certainly not a lack of law enforcement that's causing the
No,
the
because
gang problems,
I mean, in Chicago, we already know, but the problem is that you have a breakdown in trust between the police and communities of color, which I've talked about ad nauseum for the past 4 years, 5 years now on this show. So, I mean, that's neither here nor there. That was totally off topic.
Anyway,
but
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Donald Trump
need to switch places.
So here, 35% of America thinks that they would be happy if they switch places. I'm on board with that. I would sleep so well at night if Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Here's the thing:
president.
there was a friend of mine posted a clip on Facebook, and he was like, "Listen, I would take John McCain."
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I would take Mitt Romney.
Listen,
I would take George W. Bush.
Any of these people, like, I'm not worried that, like, when the call comes in the middle of the night and a big decision has to be made, they're not going to do it incorrectly.
Right. I mean,
you know?
and you have what you have from this Trump administration. What really irks me is you have this double speak. Like, Donald Trump says today, our deportations are going to be to military precision, with the word military. And then Sean Spicer comes out an hour later and is like, well, he didn't really mean the military. He mean they were going to be precise.
Like the military.
But
not with the military.
And I'm like, huh? Y'all, like, every time he does them, they try to, like, well, he didn't really say that. Like, when the anti-Semitic comment came out, and he was like, well, I'm not anti-Semitic. But then Ivanka was like, oh, it's awful what's happening to these, these graveyards. And then Mike Pence goes out and he cleans up a graveyard. And then...
Yeah.
But that is a mistake of the fact that Donald Trump didn't, in the Holocaust Remembrance statement, didn't even mention the word Jew or Jewish. He says he likes black people and he cares about black people, but yet he hasn't met with the CBC. He attacked that black journalist, April Ryan.
Oh, that was so offensive. I mean,
Absolutely
it was like somehow
offensive.
sexist and racist at the same time.
Exactly. And then he's like, but I went to the African American Museum and it's really changed so after one day of going to the museum and acting like, does that mean that he never knew slavery happened? Like, that's what I asked myself when he went to the museum. Like,
what
did slavery
Donald
never
Trump
happen?
learn at the African American
And I mean, don't get me wrong. Here, the thing is the people of New York, when you talk to New Yorkers about Donald Trump, black New Yorkers are like, let me tell you about that bastard. Because in their mind, Donald Trump was the man who led the public crucifixion of 5 innocent black guys.
Yep. Central Park 5.
The Central Park 5, who the New York City Police Department and the New York State eventually said we were wrong and paid them. And when Donald Trump was asked about it this past year, he was like, well, I still think they're guilty.
Based on nothing.
Based on nothing. Moving on.
Yeah,
I'm going to get
that's the guy. I mean, we're coming from the break anyway, but that's the guy you've got in office.
That's our president,
Sign me up
folks.
for governor. I'm sure he's capable of hiring people that are reasonably competent for their job, which automatically would make him a better president than Donald Trump.